All right, you guys, so in this video, I'm going to be going over the top 5 most popular and common fat loss myths that are secretly keeping you fat and you don't even know it. That's the crazy part. Now, if you clicked on this video, I know for a fact one of these 5 key points that I'm going to go over definitely is going to hit home with you, because there's a lot of misinformation out there that I personally fell victim of, and I overall had to change my overall perspective of things, because I low-key realized all these 5 myths and BS tricks that I'm going to tell you guys is low-key what's keeping you fat and keeping you stagnant. Now, the very first common fat loss secret that people are falling victim of, and I'm not gonna lie, like I said, this one particularly was something I personally had stuck in my mind that was preventing me from losing weight, is the idea that carbs are the enemies. Guys, please, I don't know how to stress this to you guys without even like going crazy and like grabbing you. Guys, carbs are not the enemy when it comes to fat loss. Please understand that. Carbs, you need carbs for energy, and carbs gives you energy to do anything, to do most of your activities throughout the day, to go to the gym, lift weights, to just simply go about your day and having a productive day. If you're going to be productive in society, you need carbs in your system. So like I said, guys, the number one common, and if I had to boil it down, like I said, the number one most common mistake that I think people are thinking is the enemy is carbs. Like I said, you need carbs for energy. Carbs is not the enemy. Carbs are not the enemy. The only enemy ultimately is just moderation. So you can eat carbs, you need carbs. It just needs to be in moderation. Obviously, if you're a super active person, like you're a pro athlete or anything like that, you're gonna need more carbs to give you more energy to fuel your workouts or fuel your day. But if you're like, you know, a relative normal person like I am, just going by your day, set aside some time to work out, you go to a 9 to 5, you don't need that many carbs, but you still need carbs. So what I've come to realize is that a lot of people think that carbs are the number one enemy and that they need to cut out carbs completely, or like keep carbs at like 50 carbs max a day. Guys, that shit is not, first of all, that shit is not sustainable. You need carbs, like I said, to function and have like, you know, have a life. I don't even know how to like this, because like it's wild to me because, and I'm low-key speaking to myself, because this was the one thing that I thought was the killer for me, was that cutting out bread, cutting out rice, was the prime thing I needed to do to see the fat loss go instantaneously. And guys, I'm gonna be real with you. You may need to switch to bread sources, because what I've come to realize, a lot of bread are processed. A lot of breads aren't fully natural, like they're not the healthiest bread version. So you can still eat bread. I still eat bread. I'm actually gonna show you the bread I currently eat. This is the bread that I currently eat, Dave's Killer Thin Slice. You can eat this bread, guys. This shit is healthy. 60 calories per slice. So bread is not the enemy, guys. That's the number one key thing I want to share with you guys. Carbs are not the enemy when it comes to fat loss. You need carbs to give you energy, because I also recommend to also work out and do some cardio. So to sustain your energy and give you that fuel to do cardio and do the workouts to lose weight and have some lean muscle, you're gonna need some type of carbs. Rice, potatoes, bread, obviously, the one I just showed you, these are all staple carbs that you need. You don't need like super complex carbs or super processed carbs like pizza. Yes, pizza has a lot of carbs. Cut that shit out. Make it like a once a month type of thing. But for the most part, guys, you need fuel for your body, and the number one fuel source is going to come from the carbs. Yes, your proteins and fats are important, but the actual immediate source that your body needs for energy is the carbs. So please, guys, do not fall under the trap of thinking that carbs is the enemy and that you need to cut out carbs completely to lose fat. No, you do not, guys. Please do not take that shit serious. Now, the second thing, guys, this is gonna hit home for a few of you. And that second thing, guys, is doing a whole bunch of ab workouts, a whole bunch of circuit workouts, a lot of crunches, you know, doing those crunches, not weighted dips, but you know, doing like weighted sit-ups, doing burpees, all that shit, guys. That was one thing I did. I don't want to even like go too hard on this point, because like I said, I'm low-key talking to myself, my older past self that was stagnant and did not see any significant weight loss progress, because I was thinking that doing a whole bunch of like, you know, ab workouts, ab circuits, doing a whole bunch of burpees, all that shit was the key to like burning fat super quickly and getting abs. First of all, guys, if you're big as shit, all the ab workout you do, you could literally do 12 hours of abs. Well, actually, you know what, that may be, let's not even go 12 hours. You could go to the gym. Let's say you go to the gym and do 3 hours of an ab workout circuit, 30, and then you do that every day for 7 days straight, and you still eat like shit. You will never ever lose your body fat, lose your gut, and see abs. So imagine you doing all this ab workout, ab circuits, all this exercise, unnecessary exercise, thinking that that's going to give you your results faster, guys, this shit is not going to work. And that's ultimately what I feel like most people, and trust me, I know this because I was in the mindset of a lot of these people thinking that all these ab workouts, cutting out carbs is like the super quickest way to lose body fat and getting to a certain lean physique. No, guys, there's no shortcut to this shit. And that's something that I've already come to terms with months ago. So I want you guys, whoever's watching this video, to really understand that this shit is not like a quick fix. If you're really big and overweight, this shit is not something you're gonna quickly fix overnight. And so by cutting out carbs and doing like a whole bunch of ab workouts, ab circuits, crunches, planks, all these, and I see guys, I see bigger guys at the gym doing this shit. And you know, ultimately, I don't feel like it's my place to tell them. But if I could tell that person, I would tell them, hey man, you don't need to be doing all this shit, man. Just go to the gym. The only purpose, in my opinion, of the gym is to literally lift weights. Cardio, ab circuits, ab workouts, you can literally do all that at home. So when I see videos online of like at-home workouts, the only thing I should be seeing in those at-home workout videos are ab circuits, ab training, all that shit. Nothing else. When it comes to going to the gym, lift fucking weights. All right, guys. Now my third point, guys. This point is going to be another really key point that I feel like most people are fucking up and not really understanding, guys, is the whole idea of being in starvation mode. So, guys, hear me out. Being in starvation mode kind of piggybacks off my first point, which is minimizing carbs to a super low minimum state. Now, if you wanted to be in starvation mode, so let's say you're a bigger guy. Let's go for my height exact. Let's just do me, for example. I'm 6'3" right now. My biggest weight was 300 pounds. My highest recorded weight was 300 pounds. So let's say I hopped on the scale, was 300 pounds, and I said, damn, I want to lose weight super quickly. And I did all my macro calculation, did my TDEE calculator, and I found out that for me to lose weight, I would need to be eating, let's say, 2,800 calories. Okay, that's a good starting point. And I say, you know what? I want to take it to the next level and do it super quicker. I'm gonna drop it down to 1,500 calories. Okay, so people think starvation mode works, but it's not sustainable. That's what I don't think people realize. If I were to eat 1,500 calories, people think that being in that starvation mode of 1,500 calories, that at some time your body will adjust, and you being at 1,500 calories, at a certain point, you won't be able to lose weight. Guys, that doesn't even make sense. If you're eating 1,500 calories every single day for months, your body will have no choice but to lose the excess fat. So what I've come to realize, especially even advanced fitness coaches say this, which is so wrong, but I'll just tell them this. I'll just say this. I'll say it to their face. It isn't the issue of eating 1,500 calories that'll make you fat. It's because most people cannot sustain eating 1,500 calories day in and day out, 7 days straight, Monday through Sunday. They'll do it for a week. They'll do it for 5 days. Saturday and Sunday comes around, they'll think that's a good enough reason to, loosen up and eat a whole bunch of BS, and without even realizing, you could literally, a weekend of binging could literally erase a whole week's worth of progress of eating in a deficit. So long story short, guys, people think that being in starvation mode doesn't work, that being starved deprived is going to make you fat and your body will just automatically adjust to being in starvation mode. It's not that it doesn't work, it's just that it's not sustainable to be in starvation mode. So in a way, it's a yes or no, but ultimately it's a yes. It works, but no, because it's not sustainable, because most people, especially guys who are overweight, starting off at a bigger, fatter weight, telling them to eat 1,500 calories the next day is almost impossible. So that's why that's why, in my opinion, it's not sustainable. But if some magical way I got with the 300-pound guy and told him, if you want to lose like 5 pounds a week, eat 1,500 calories. He will lose 5 pounds a week eating 1,500 calories nonstop. And let's say I was with him, tracking his food for him and monitoring his progress, making sure he didn't have any cheat days. Guys, he'll lose a lot of weight within a short amount of time. But people think that being in starvation mode is the answer. And people think that is not the answer. The people who think that it's the answer, they don't realize it's the answer, but you have to do it for a long period of time. You can't just do it for a week or two. You still have to be in a calorie deficit for a long time. So that's why most people who are smart and know how to coach people, they recommend you start off at a good calorie deficit and gradually work your way down. Because if you're trying to cut weight, 3 to 6 months is the minimum. So imagine eating 1,500 calories for 6 months. Guys, that shit is not sustainable. So most people can't do that. Even the leanest person, because nobody really has to eat 1,500 calories to lose weight. You can eat 1,800 calories and still lose the same exact weight. But I digress. So guys, please understand, if you want to go starvation mode, you have to fully understand you have to do that shit every single day. So it works. People think it doesn't work, that your body will just adjust. No, it works, but you just have to do it for a long period of time. And most people can't do that. Now, this fourth point, this is a really good point, I can't lie to you, that I just realized was, man, okay, is the whole idea of doing a whole bunch of cardio and neglecting weightlifting. So that was something I did. Like I said, this was another one I did. The previous one, the third point I made was not something I related to. But this fourth point, guys, of doing excess cardio and not really prioritizing lifting weights was something I personally fell victim of and fell into that trap and belief for a while. I will say though, when I did this, I did lose a lot of weight initially. So when I was over 300 pounds, I was telling myself, all I need to do is get super, super skinny and look like an anorexic person. Then when I get to that point, I'll build muscle. No, guys. The ultimate way and the smartest way is to do it simultaneously. So that is basically called body recomposition, where you're losing weight, losing body fat, while maintaining or building lean muscle. You're usually going to be, if you're a beginner, you're going to be gaining lean muscle. Like if you're a true beginner at the gym, never lifted weight, but you're just a fat flob, you can literally simultaneously lose body fat while building muscle. But if you're somebody who's dabbled lifting here or there, and you're just a bulkier guy trying to lose weight, you may just maintain the current weight, you may just maintain the current muscle you have, but you'll be losing body fat. And at the end of the day, you'll still look jacked, because if you're somebody who's experienced lifter or have experience lifting, you have some muscle definition, all you're doing is cutting that excess fat to make your muscles pop more at the end of the day. So back to the point anyways, was that people think that doing a whole bunch of cardio is the answer. Like I said, it goes back to my last point. It gets to a certain point, it is not sustainable. You cannot really build muscle just running on a treadmill all day or doing some elliptical bike or whatever you guys people do. I don't even know these days. I just do 10-minute warm up on the treadmill. I take boxing classes. That's my only cardio. Like my only active cardio is boxing for me, because I want to do some martial arts. But besides that, guys, I do not go to the gym and do any type of long-term cardio sessions. I stopped that because I realized that was dumb and not sustainable. People think that doing a whole bunch of cardio is the answer to losing body fat. It'll only make you lose majority water weight, from what I've come to realize. So your scale weight may go down, but if you keep doing cardio without prioritizing eating protein or lifting weights, you'll just look skinny fat, I think, is the term most people use these days. But I feel like most people won't like what they'll look like if they were to just continuously do cardio and run all day, because for one, it's taxing your body. Unless you're going to build some bionic knees after running all day, but your knees will just give out at some point if you're just continuously running and not having recovery time, especially if you're doing it like 5-6 days a week, which is what I was doing initially. That shit was burning my knees. I couldn't walk some days. It got really bad, but people just overall think that doing a whole bunch of cardio is the main answer to losing body fat and just look better looking. No, you need to go to the gym. Like I said, prioritize lifting weights, get your steps in after you're done working out. If you want to get some steps in, 10-15 minute max is what I usually do on a treadmill. But guys, please don't make the mistake of just thinking that a whole bunch of cardio and running and excess is going to be, because at the end of the day, fuck the cardio and working out and lifting weights. The number one key thing, guys, if there's one thing you can take from this video to lose body fat and lose weight in general, you have to be eating whole foods, being in a calorie deficit, and prioritizing your nutrition. Nutrition is literally 70 to 80% of the key. You could literally, if I got two guys, one guy who ate super clean, but let's say he never works out, or he just gets like a couple steps here or there, or another guy who super diligent in the gym, does an hour of running, does another hour of working out on the same day, and then he'll eat a whole bunch of BS, or he doesn't really track what he eats. After 3 to 6 months, the guy who just eats clean will look significantly better than the guy who does so much in the gym. So guys, long story short, nutrition is the #1 priority over anything. Then after nutrition, I would say lifting weights. After lifting weights is 2, cardio is 3. So please get that through your head. Now my last point, I don't even know why I have to make this a point, but like I said, this all goes back to the idea of people thinking that fat loss and losing weight is a super quick fix. Is the whole idea of taking supplements and fat burners and detox pills, detox drinks, drinking all these green tea bullshit, ginger, mixing up some homemade remedies to like supposedly try to make you lose body fat quicker. Guys, if you ever see any ad on TV, I mean, unless it's Ozempic, which I know is a big thing nowadays, shout out to Serena Williams, but besides the point, I don't really believe in that. But the whole idea of taking all these excess pills, fat burners, and all these different diet drink hacks is going to help you lose body fat. Nothing is going to help you lose the body fat without you putting in physical work and being conscious of what you eat. That's ultimately what it comes down to. So what I also realized, like I said, my last point is that a lot of people think that taking all these different supplements and green teas and fat burning drinks is going to be the key to lose body fat. Like if you drink it, you automatically lose body fat. Guys, if that shit really 1000% worked, fat burning drinks would go out of business. I think over Botox, BBLs, fat burning drinks, and maybe like a penis enlargement pill, that's besides it. But if there's actually a thing that can make you, like I said, screw that point. Overall, guys, if there was an actual supplement or an actual drink that could make somebody lose body fat, nobody in America would be fat. I feel like the overall obesity rate would be like at a 1%. And that person who made that drink would be a multi-trillionaire. So guys, please understand that that shit is a scam. If you buy it or if you buy into it, that shit is a scam. It doesn't work. Don't even know why you believe that's just even gonna work. That just tells me to begin with, you are the issue. If you think that using fat burning drinks or all these detox drinks are the answer, that just tells me you think that there's this shortcut to losing body fat. There is no shortcut. There is no shortcut. You have to put the work in. You got yourself to this point. You got to put the work to get yourself out of it. So please get that through your head, guy. And please, we'll focus in and lock in, man. That's all I got for this video, man. So hopefully you took away something from the video, and I'll see you in the next one.